there has been vandalism where people, for whatever reason, have come into the mausoleum, taken the caps, the lids of the urns, and even taken whole urns. Unfortunately, we don't have records to know who was the person who was cremated and who belongs there. So right now we have people who volunteer to go through obituaries and try to help us find out who those people were. And on the other side, it's kind of hard to tell, but there's also some graffiti on the mausoleum that we need to take care of. Here is a picture, I hope you guys can see it, of the niches where the urns were. And you'll notice that the vast majority are empty. As I said, people really wanted urns. So they took them, and unfortunately we aren't entirely sure of who belongs there, but we hope to one day have a complete list of that. Another part of the restorations that is going to be costly and very time-consuming, but definitely worth it, is the stained glass. Up here is a window that really lets a lot of sunlight in, and it's very beautiful. And that one is actually very well maintained up top. Out here is just a view of more panels, but over there is, this is a skylight. And this white square that you all see is actually a missing stained glass that has been replaced to prevent rain and other debris from coming into the mausoleum. But you will see that a lot if you go in there. So our hope is that one day they will be back to their original state. Here, because of water damage and other things, the frame that is outside of the window has fallen off, and that definitely needs to be worked on. So that's one thing that our architect, who is on our committee, Mr. Chris Johnson, says that we can definitely do, but we need to raise the funds to be able to get that back to the state where it should be. Unfortunately, there's too much light here, but this is art in the mausoleum, and this is not particularly something that needs to be restored, but it is something that shows how beautiful the mausoleum is and how much detail was put into it when they built it. There are two in the mausoleum, and one of them is actually dedicated to a woman who is entombed there. Her name was Florence Foster, and so that was something that her family did, and it's still there, and it's very beautiful. On other parts of the mausoleum, this is a tile of the top picture. They're just missing for whatever reason, damage, time. Those are things that we also want to restore. We want to get that back to the way that it should be. And down here we have a picture of what I believe is a planter. It's kind of dirty, but that's not the reason I'm showing it. The reason I'm showing it is because two of them have been stolen. I guess people really wanted nice planters at their home or something, and they took ours. So we hope to use this original to recast and replace the ones that were taken. And here is a video that we've put together. It's just a 3-minute clip that I want to share with everybody, because it took a lot of work, but I think it's definitely worth it to show you guys what the mausoleum really is all about. And hopefully that will get going. Here we go. Let me go ahead and restart this because it's worth hearing.
Oh, there is a soundtrack.
Yes.
Okay.
Just play it because it's not playing. Sorry, but I'll show you guys anyway.
There are places in the community that help us remember our history. A building, a street, a park, a home. And here in Fresno, the IOOF Mausoleum, a historic mountain cemetery, is one of those special places. For generations
What is down from
style of building was representative of the history and the culture that signified longevity and strength. I believe the mausoleum is about 10,000. About 150 spaces for the urns remains.
Tell us what you're saying, Lester.
I have no idea.
I'll go ahead and pause it. Sorry about that, guys. But I hope you did get to see the images at least of the mausoleum. Here we had Lester telling us how there are a lot of old buildings here in Fresno, and a lot of them you can't recognize them if you had been around 100 years ago. But the mausoleum is a building that hasn't been touched other than natural weather and things like that, and a little bit of vandalism. But what we hope to do is get it back to the way it was in 1918 and 1919. And through our efforts, I really believe, working with people like you guys who care about history and genealogy, we can accomplish that. And the people that do come out to our events have said that it is important to restore the mausoleum. It is important to reopen it to the public, to have children come in and learn about the history of Fresno. A lot of people don't even know the mausoleum exists. So ever since about July of last year, we've been working on creating awareness. We've also been trying to raise money so that we can accomplish our goal. But mostly we want to create the awareness that it does exist, that it is important, and that we want to restore it. And so tonight, one of the reasons we're here is to present to you the mausoleum. And the other reason is to ask everybody, if they possibly can, to volunteer, if you have the time, to help us go through records, to help us find old photographs, to help us track down descendants of these people. We also ask that you spread the word. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell anybody that might be interested in this project about it. So I'm kind of sad that the video didn't work as well as we had hoped, but that's just a 3-minute clip out of about a 30 to 35-minute documentary that highlights the restorations, the families, our committee members, and the work that we've done with the mausoleum. And we are asking, we're going to have this video, and we're asking that if people are interested in helping, that if they want to make a small donation, a generous $10 donation, that doesn't seem like a lot, but if enough people show interest, we can really build on it. Another way is come to our events. We have planned a Mother's Day tea party, and it is going to be located at Woodwork Park And the reason we chose Woodward Park is because Mr. Ralph Woodward, who donated his estate for the park, is in our mausoleum, and I think it's fitting to appreciate other sites of Fresno that these people have made possible. So if you're interested in that, my phone number is on the brochure, my cards are up here, and any other information that you would like to receive, all we ask is that you provide your email address or phone number or address, and we will keep you updated. So that concludes this part of the night. Does anybody have any questions or anything? Sure. The mausoleum is locked, and the reason for that is because of the vandalism that occurred. However, that vandalism happened before Mountain View had taken over. We were told it happened around the 1980s. So it happened in the past, and the Oddfellows, when they had the mausoleum, they decided to lock it up, and only family members had access. Right. Today, if people would like to come in, all they have to do is call us, and we will open it and allow people to tour it, which hadn't been done before. So that vandalism did occur in the past. Anyone else?
Where's your Mother's Day tea at the Woodward Park? Because that's a big park there.
Yeah.
And I toured the Shinsen Gardens there, which is a lovely place to do something like that. That's why I'm asking you.
Yeah. It'll be at Woodward Park at the gazebo. We were hoping for the garden, but through past experience doing these events, we unfortunately didn't have the turnout we wanted. So we're hoping to welcome about 100 people to the gazebo. And for information, go ahead and contact me and I'll give specific directions. But it will be held there. Any other? Yes?
What type of a look or whatever are you wanting to put together on the people that are in there? I mean, you've got nice displays on the people in here that you were showing tonight that, you know, if we do submit things, what's the format? I mean, is it you want them all kind of similar?
That's a good question. As of right now, what we're gathering is whatever people can offer, and some, you know, we've got families mostly submitting biographies and photographs. But the biographies is a lot. I've gotten biographies that just tell the story of the people who are there, and they also submit genealogies so that we can trace them back to where that specific person came from, and even up to now, what the family is doing now. So that is very helpful, having a genealogy and having a narrative style biography that we can